Right guys, welcome back. It's been a while, isn't it? I guess probably close to 3.5 weeks. I think last time we was down at the manor having a go at linear fisheries, and this session I made my way down to Stanwick Lakes. We're going to have a go down here. We're going to, oh look, there's a snake down there. Can you see that? Oh, it's a bit dark. Got a yellow ring around his neck. Don't know what that is. But yeah, so we're down here. We're going to be fishing 2 different lakes, and we've got a night on each. So we've got just under a 24-hour session on this one, and then we've got just over a 24-hour session on Mallard. I'm fishing a little peg in the corner, peg I've never fished before. You can see a carp right there toshing about on the top, hence why I'm here. There's a few fish milling about in this corner, and I really have only got the night here. It's what, coming on 6 o'clock at night. The nights are drawing in, get dark about what, 7:30, 7:45 or so. So I had to put myself in a peg, you know, where I think I'm going to possibly get a night bite, because I've got to be off here by 11, and then that's when we're going to head over to Mallard, which is behind over there, and have a go on there. So we're going to fish both the lakes. So we're going to try and get a bite out of each one, if possible. One just churning up there. I think it's after a bit of insect larvae, I should imagine, right out on the top of the weed there. But we've just got here, just about got the trolley round in one hit. You can hear me, I'm a bit out of breath still. But we've got ourselves a nice little deep corner. I'm going to put 3 rods out there. I'm going to have a little lead out now and try and find a few spots. Like I say, I ain't fished this spot, but we'll see. I'm sure there's a few nice little spots there. You can see it's pretty weedy at the minute, so the fish should be looking lovely and dark. The water's gin clear, as per usual here on Alston's Lake. And it's time to get crack-lacking and get my teeth stuck in. I've been away on holiday, so it's been a while, but we're back on the bank now fishing for these big ones, and hopefully we'll pinch a few big ones this winter as well. See you in a bit. Right guys, step number 1, before I've done anything, before I've even let it out, you can see here I put about 1 inch of water in this bucket. I'm putting the pellets straight to work, and I want them to start soaking in. So when I bait up in about half an hour's time, I want the pellet to already be softened to try and pinch a quick bite. You can see this water's got this lovely chocolatey colour, and that's because of these bad boys. These are boilies I've been marinating for about a year or so, glugging and whatnot, and that liquid is penetrated right through to the middle core of the boilie, look, right into it, and all I do is crumb some of them up, look, little bits and pieces. That's the ensign and the crayfish and krill, and I put that in here, and now that's giving me a lovely little marinade, and now the pellet's going to suck all that marinade in. So I'm constantly trying to get the pellets working, and hopefully this will draw them down out the deeper water tonight. And yeah, so we're going to leave that to soak now, and we're going to go ahead and find a few spots. Oi lads, well, after a sleepless night of tossing and turning and worrying why I haven't caught nothing, woke up this morning bright and early. 1 rod went, reset that trap, and just as I was getting the pictures ready for this guy, the other rod's gone. So we've got a lovely couple of mirrors to show you, both very different. This one's very black, big shoulders, thick set. This one's just over 28.5. Absolutely immaculate condition here. Has to be expected here. Gin clear water, full of weed. The carp absolutely thriving. Right, we're going to get her up. Just over 28.5 if I didn't mention that already. Lovely black head on it. There we go. Look at that guys, eh? 28.10 of hard fighting black mirror carp. keep her low for a minute, let her flip her out. Come on girl, calm down. Trying to make you camera famous, girl, that's all. No evening update last night. Got dark too quick. Boy, do the nights creep in now. So 2 of the rods went just out in time. The other rod in the margin there, which was the second rod to go, actually went out in the dark. But all rods went out perfect. I was really happy with how they went out. And I prepared to sit on my hands until I left. So we've grabbed a couple of bites, more than I can imagine on this lake, especially in such a short session. And I'm really looking forward to getting over there on Mallard Lake, a lake I ain't fished, and having a go for a couple over there. Oh, look at this. It's only £1.5 or 30. Cracking chunk. Look how black it is. Absolute beaut. Mwah. Right, we're going to slip this baby back and we'll move on to the next mirror. Oh, here we are with the second mirror of this morning's actions. And the zips actually broke on this retainer, so might take this. Oh no, we got it. Put the finger in there. One of my zips has been broke on this retainer for a couple of years now. It's an old sling, by the way, very old. Had many a big fish in this one, and the other zip finally decided to peg it today. When I say zip, I'm on about the handles you open and shut them with. Look at this guy. This guy's just over 27. Absolute stunner, this one. More of a chestnut brown. Oh, little tail, this one. Little cute tail. Wow, what a beautiful little creature. It's the thing here at Stanwick, you never know what you're going to get. But when they come looking like this one's got a little bit of mouth damage. Not from me, but it's right on the side of the mouth. I had it nailed right in the bottom lip. So we're going to take care of that shortly. We're going to make sure it goes back in fighting fit conditions. Little wivel down fin there. Oh, look at this, guys. Lovely 27-pounder. A little bit smaller than the first. I'll say a little bit more beautiful. And that's what I mean, you get a black mirror like that. I've got a lovely chestnut and yellow, beautiful scattered mirror here. Mwah. Wow. Boy, it feels good to be back. So I've been away for 11 days on holiday, just to Cornwall. Had a little bit of sea fishing, a bit of family time, you know how it is. So yeah, last time you see me I was down at the manor. And we're going to be back on the bank this autumn. Hopefully banking a few more of these big girls. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful little mirror carp. I say little, 27-pounder. Nothing to be grumbled at, is it? Well, let's flip this one round because she's such a pretty fish. Not so many scales on this side actually. We'll have a quick look, why not? Why not? But I only got 2 rods back out at the minute. I've got to make a new rig up for the third. There we go. Cracker. Absolute cracker. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to tend to this bit of mouth damage and we'll slip her back and we'll have a chat in a bit. Well guys, what a great start to the session. Nice brace of beautiful mirrors. Hopefully this will continue. Not bothered if it don't, by the way. 2 cracking mirrors like that, session made, innit? But I'm just making some bags up in advance. Ready for when I get onto Mallard. And I'm making these tiny, tiny little bags just to put around the hook, just to make sure I get the right presentation on the cast. Make sure there's no tangles or nothing. I'll show you how big they are now. I've left the other rod out now, I'm just fishing 2 rods. I've got a couple of hours left on this lake before I'm going to leave off and go to Mallard. I might even leave off a bit early. I've had a couple of cracking mirrors, I can't complain with that. So, just buzzing to get over there and try another new lake. So this is what I caught the fish on. Tuck that through there twice, double knot yourself. cut in the middle, and you've got your knot for your next bag. And look, I keep all my stuff in this bucket of pellets, all my bits and bobs, so I'll get to it in the night. And now I am, look, tiny little bags, way big, size of a penny, probably smaller. Maybe you can see that from there. See, I've got like 6 there. I'll probably make 2 more actually, just to be sure. And yeah, I'm going to think about, well, what's the time now? Let's have a look at the time. Time is 10 to 9 in the morning now. So I've still got them 2 rods fishing. One's out from yesterday. There still are a few fish about. They're still having a bit of a munch, but definitely the feeding spell's slowing down. So I'm going to think about getting a bit of brekkie on, getting tidied up, maybe get on that mallard over there for about 11 o'clock time, and get a head start, try and work the place out a little bit. So yeah, we'll be back here on Nelson's at some point. Loads of cracking carp in here. Definitely going to put myself on before I leave here. And, try and get some of the other big buttes that swim around in this place. I think I've had 2 40s out of here now. Is it 2 or 3? 2, let me think. Lose count. I think I've done about 6 sessions now on here. This might be my 7th. I think this is my 6th. Yeah, I think I've had a couple of 40s, some beautiful 30s. Can't complain, the place has been more than kind to me. This will be the last bag. I'm getting hungry, the belly's rumbling. Time to get grubbed up, packed up, and on the next update we'll probably be on the other lake. See you in a bit. Right, we finally got round onto Mallard. This is the chosen peg where we'll be calling home for the next 24 hours or so, well 30 hours. Looks nice. On this water I decided to get on the end of the wind rather than the back of the wind. I just feel like it's going to be pushing a bit more oxygen in the water. There's not as much weed in this water, so the oxygen levels are going to be a little bit lower during the daytime. So a nice bit of ripple should put a slight bit more oxygen in the water. Real nice place, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've never even walked around this lake, so it's completely new to me. Coming in blind, no tips, not even asked the bailiff, nothing. There's a little lake here, I think this is called Coot Lake. This looks nice too. It's only a little coarse fishing lake. I think it's got small carp in there. That looks pretty cool as well though, doesn't it? Just a nice place to be, isn't it? Got this little bit up to myself. Peg to the right there. Does look quite nice in here too, but old matey is someone fishing just there, and then there's someone fishing over there. So I mean, it is an option, but I can always put one down this way if need be, sling it one right. But we're going for a nice sunny spot. I'm going to enjoy my time, try and top up the old tan, and live the dream for another 30 hours on a new lake. A bite will be achievable, I think. According to old matey, they were going a bit bonkers last night. So we'll set the targets for 1 bite. Anything more than that is a complete bonus. It's time to crack on over there. A couple of beauties out of Alston's. Let's see if we can top it off. Cracking carp out of here. Right guys, traps are set. All 3 rods went out first time. Bish bash bosh. Put 5 spods over each one. Crammed as much bait in them as I could. Not going too heavy on the bait, but I want enough out there so I don't have to top it up after 1 fish if need be. So lots of bits and pieces out there, lots of pellet and crumb. Them glug boilies seem to be doing the trick for me. And I'm just having a bit of lunch. I'm just tucked up here behind a bivvy. I'm looking a bit windswept, well, because I am. It's absolutely savage out there. But here, look, behind the bivvy, I'm just behind this little tree line here. Well, I'm able to cook, put it that way. I won't be able to cook in front of the bivvy. So I'm having a right feast. I've only had a couple of measly little croissants this morning. And what are we, what's the time here? It's 20 past 3. Wow, time's flying by. So I'm going to have a proper bit of munch. I forgot my mushrooms this session, so I'm gutted. You guys follow, you know I love the old mushrooms. Here look, got a couple of peppered steaks on the old 2 for $6 deal at Tesco's. Look golden, just like shallow frying steaks. And I'm going to have that with some beef barbecue, noodles, and my favourite, Tesco's Finest. These are the only tomatoes I eat. Not being picky, but I do eat other tomatoes, but these are my favourites. The little Tesco's Finest ones. On the ones that are like on the stems and all that business. They're the ones. You know, if you've got to come in on the bank, you've got to be comfy, eh? Living the dream, guys, living the dream. It's been a while since I've been out, so almost 3.5 weeks, I guess. So I've got to make the most of it. Soon be winter. Soon be freezing cold. We have to be tucked up inside. Right now, I'm just going to enjoy the outdoors. You can probably hear the wind behind me and to the side of me. It's pretty damn savage, to be honest. So all the rods went out really nice. Found some nice spots in the end. Look how nice and peppered that is. So feeling hopeful tonight. Done things totally different on this one. Don't know the water, so I'm just sort of playing it by ear, if you could say. I hope I've got it right. I could have gone up the other end. I've chose this end. I've chose all 3 rods sort of in the middle area of the lake. I'm not fishing the margins. I've gone against that. I seem everyone opposite me into the side seems to be fishing the margins. So I'm going to do the opposite. I found 3 spots, so all 3 rods are on different spots. And some of my eggs are not in one basket. And we'll just play it by ear. See what works, see what don't works, and you know, chop and change around if we have to. And that's all you can do, really. I want to figure things out for myself. So there are some nice 30s in here and all. Oh, look, that's what I bring with me now. Look, what I do, then ground black pepper, mix a bit of salt in with it, so you ain't got to bring salt. Look at that. So it's all salt and pepper mixed. This is unreal. On the steak it goes. Just on one side, because it's already got pepper and stuff on the other side. God, salt does taste nice, doesn't it, on a bit of meat and stuff. So I'm not going to cook these for very long. The trick is just to give a bit on each side, and away we go. Oh shit, I better get the tomatoes in. So yeah, what can you expect from me this autumn? It's going to be a bit crazy, I guess. I'm going to be dotting around the place as usual like a nutter. Going to be doing a bit more linear. I might leave Mallard, because, not Mallard, sorry, I'm on Mallard now. What am I talking about? I might leave Manor. I've done my session on there. This is just my opinion. There's just too many cut-offs. I can't risk getting cut off this time of year. I don't know, there must be some kelp weed out there or something. I know it's zebra mussels as well and stuff, but usually kelp cuts through mono like that. And when I'm there, while I was there, at least 7 fish were lost and cut off line and cut off rigs. So just while I was there for them few days, that's 7 tethered fish. And that's why I'm there. I can't fish like that. You know, there's going to be so many tethered fish. And you know, what happens if you hook the big linear and you know, you cut it off, and you know, I just couldn't do it to myself. So we are going to try and get on St John's, okay? Because I've done a bit on St John's, and we had a few big gals out, didn't we? But don't get me wrong, the manor's not done. I'm going to head back there this spring when the weed is a bit lower, and probably spool up with a bit of braid, and we'll go from there. But you know, the case is not closed by any means on that one. But for now, I'm hoping to get a bit done on the old St John's there. Plenty of big ones to go at. Don't get me wrong, I might take some braid with me and spool up on the manor, but I think there's too many lost fish on there. Too many tethered fish swimming around. I can't deal with it. It's just not nice, is it? Not nice to even think about, poor old things. No wonder they're all boshing about, crashing like that in the weed, trying to get rid of bloody rigs, aren't they? But anyway, back to this place. Loving life at Stanwick. bailiff's just been round. Told me there is some cracking 30s in here. You know, they're all nice looking fish on this complex, I must admit. So yeah, hold on, there's just a couple of people coming past. Go on, mate. We're going to cut this camera off now, and we're going to let this guy come past with his trolley, because he's got just about everything on it, and we'll catch up shortly. Well guys, check that out. We was having a nice conversation, weren't we? But I seem to forget that I'm actually in a walkway. God's sake. But anyway, grubs up. Look at that, look. Couple of steaks, fried tomatoes, noodles, bit of mayo, peppered up. Loving life. Gonna get my munch on, guys, and we'll catch up this evening. I don't know about you guys, but the night's drawing in. It's savagely depressing, isn't it? Spring, you don't mind when the nights are getting longer. It's exciting. Every week gets better and better. The only thing that comes good out of it are the fish getting bigger. The traps are still set from this afternoon. Nothing's happened as of yet, which I almost expected, to be honest. I'm fishing in the deepest part of the lake on all three rods, more or less. A little bit shallower here on the right hand rod. So I've planned for tonight. I'm already thinking there's got to be more of a night water here. It's got to be. I've got new butt grips. Them bad boys that will pull away a bit. I've got the new Fox ones. All three of them, because one of my other ones had snapped. Just in case times like this when I fish all three on a stand, which is rare by the way, guys. I'm usually a 2-rod and a single man. So yeah, traps are out there for tonight, baited up. I'm going to put another spom over each rod in about 20 minutes, no, maybe 40 minutes. I want it basically dark, just to try and liven the peg up, try and pinch that evening bite. I've seen nothing today, nothing to go on. Let's take you to the edge here, look. The water's really murky as well. So you've really got nothing to really go on. You can't use your eyes, because you can't see nothing in any of the snags or anything. So you just got to go with your knowledge, your heart, your gut, and have a lead out and use your time and experience. So I mentioned I've got all three rods out in the deep water. I've also, for tomorrow, if I've had nothing by 8 o'clock in the morning, the sun's going to come up, and it should come up somewhere around here. It's going to be beaming along this margin here. I found a nice spot. I have found 2 margin spots. I found a spot right down here, 3 wraps out for any of you guys that come in this peg behind me. And then I found another spot down here in this snag, right on the tip there. So you've got to be careful because where the shaft drops down in stages, it can be quite sharp, because my lead that I was leading out on actually got stuck. So yeah, we're going to fish the drop-offs tomorrow. Probably fish them anyway, even if I have a few bites out long, unless the bites continue. We'll get the rods in the margin tomorrow and go from there. Plan C, so that's plan B. Plan C is, let me zoom in, because I'm off tomorrow anyway, but I'm here for tomorrow during the day. See this corner peg over there? So if I've had nothing by 11 o'clock, so if all else fails, the long rods, nothing happens. Oh, a little heron just landed there. And then the margin rods will be changed at 9, say. So from 9 till half 11. If nothing happens then, I'll have all this mess packed up and we'll be on the move, and we'll go spend 5 or 6 hours right over there, and we're going to fish the margins and work our way out and put 3 rods all close together and scatter a bit of bait and try our luck over there. So yeah, definitely winging it for now. You never know, there's a few big ones in here. Carp guards might shine on us one more time. People, glorious sunrise it was today, and we've got a nice chunky common, real thick set fish. This one, it was quite quiet through the night. In fact, I had nothing till about 4:45 this morning. I had a mid-double then, and then I had this one about half an hour before daylight, and I've kept this not only just to show you guys, just because the fish looked a bit damaged. Actually it is damaged on both sides. It looks like it's been dropped or something or other, or maybe just a few late spawning marks. So I wanted to make sure he's properly patched up. You'll see him when I lift him up. I want to make sure he's properly patched up before he goes back, and so he's live and well. I'm actually going to weigh this fish because it's actually grown on me the more I'm looking at it. And speaking from everyone around me, it's very quiet. No one's had anything, so I feel pretty lucky to have got these bites. Hold it still a minute, check her fins, away. Wow, I was right, just over 28. Unbelievable fish. Right, let's get her up and make sure she's nice and treated. You've got a few little thick scales everywhere, quite a few marks on there. I should imagine, to be honest with you, it looks like someone's dropped her. It's quite a big fish, but someone's caught them and they're not used to handling big fish. It's quite a brute. You'll see when I lift her up. Look at that. 28 pounder out of Mallard. There is a few 30s knocking about in here, but you know, in general, there's a lot of doubles and low 20s. So I'm absolutely buzzing to get one of the big commons. I say big common, I don't know the bait, but what I seen last night was a lot of small fish washing about. I seen 1 or 2 big ones. definitely the biggest fish I've seen since I've been here. Get her up again. Get low to the mat like that. She's spraying the camera like mad. We'll leave the water. We're going to get her back shortly. The main thing is get her patched up before we do. Lovely, nice common, quite pale in colour. They're having a bit of an algae bloom on here at the minute. Proper brute. Look at that. Wow, I'm buzzing to get this. What a great send off for the place. New water as well, new lake. I've never fished. And look, this looks like it can get quite a bit bigger than this. Look at its head. Big old head on it. Yeah, flip around and show you the other side, just for the bailiffs, just so the bailiff can basically tell what common it is, maybe by the markings, because it's got a couple more scars and a bit of a pressure injury actually on this side as well. There you go, proper brute. Quality though, put up an absolute belting fight though. There we go. Right, I'm going to flip the camera off now and get her properly patched up, and we're going to slip her back and we'll catch up in a bit. Make the most of this glorious weather. Don't know when I'm next going to be out, but boy am I glad I come over to Mallard there rather than going home. Banked that lovely common, buzzing with that. Just you can see me here, I don't know if you can see on the camera. Cooking some chicken, got some, that's it, I've had them before, coconut and lime mini fillets. And have that with bacon and tomatoes and some wraps. This is breakfast and lunch, so I'll keep it cold in the pan, toss it up, heat it up a bit later on, slap a bit more mayo in it and have it for lunch too. So today's just going to be about relaxing, because I had to move again yesterday, chilling out. It's Saturday, I've got nowhere else to be, living the life. Enough to buy will make the session, if not who cares, a couple of 28s and a 27, more than enough. So yeah, until anything carpy happens anyway, I'll leave it there and save on the battery, and hopefully we'll catch up soon. Well, the sun is shining down on me today. Look at this. Actually, I'll call here quickly. Got an absolute brute of a mirror carp here. Real nice look as well, nice and scaly. So I had to pinch myself a bit. Not long after I switched the camera off, and just sitting there eating my last chicken wrap, and all of a sudden the rod's going, and it's like, what? No, that can't be my rod. You know, you have to slap yourself. You're like, nah, it can't be. It was the rod I moved into 2.5 foot of water, and all of a sudden the rod is just arched like, oh, and it just didn't, you know, one of them ones you can't even pick the rod up. You have to wait a second till it slows down a second as your hook bullet. Yeah, and we bent into this one, and it was a nice heavy resistance. 2.5 foot of water, guys. Just under 25 pounds. Quality! Real fat, chunky, big set mirror, this one. Linear carp, should I say. It's a little fat, dumpy linear. Right, here we are then, people. Finally. Camera was full up. And we've got a lovely linear carp here. I don't know where the camera cut off. I have to edit that bit out. Too many pictures, too many big carp. But we've got this epic chunk on a hot afternoon in the margins, 2.5 foot, with a bit of sprinkled pellet and chopped boilie around it. About 5 chops, handful of pellet, and I had a little white wafter on this one. This kind of a little white wafter, and loving it. Proper chunk, this one. Lovely, enjoying a bit of the last sun. Got a whole week of rain coming, so if you guys are on the bank, you know what week it is. And loving life. We're mid-September now. Cracking carp. Right, I'm going to get her back. It's a hot day. Look at the shoulders coming on her. She's going to be big one. Yeah, epic take, epic fight, epic session, quality. Slip her back. Well, guys, check it. Look at this little cherry on the cake. Caught me catnapping this one. This is the first fish on the left hand rod. Margin, about 4 foot of water, this one. Just absolutely peeled off to the left. So I've only got 2 rods left in the water. I'm not going to put that one back out now. Gonna leave them two rods fishing for half hour, have a tidy up. I think home time's calling really. I have a quick cup of tea actually, set on the old knees, and yeah, what an epic brute this was. 20-minute battle. Young lad from up there come down and helped me net it, and boy, what an absolute powerhouse. I thought Ardle in the common, proper powerhouse this fish. 21 and a half if I didn't say already. Cracker. 4 fish off this water and a couple of fish off Elson's. 6 fish total. Can't go wrong with that, can I, huh? Right, well I'm still half asleep, but I'm going to slip this one back, get tidied up, and we'll have a catch up before I go. See you in a bit.